At that moment, an eerie wind blew into the room, causing the burnt incense ashes, too long for its holder, to break and fall. The falling ashes quickly ignited the alcohol-soaked towel below. Unable to move, Isaac shouted for help, but the room was well soundproofed, and no one heard him. Isaac could only wriggle on the bed, inadvertently causing another screw to come loose. The bed collapsed, and Isaac fell face down on the ground. The alcohol container also overturned, spreading rapidly beneath him. Isaac finally woke up from his coma and struggled to get up from the ground, forcing Isaac to pull out the needle from his body he was about to leave. He heard a vibration. Turning his head, Isaac saw his vibrating phone rolling a candle off the table, instantly igniting the spilled alcohol on the floor. Isaac was so shocked that he knocked over the wooden planks behind him. Alcohol hadn't spread too far and was still some distance away from Isaac. The plank above his head broke loose, and the statue crashed down, smashing Isaac's head to smithereens. Police are investigating the cause of Candace's death in the gymnastics center. However, despite numerous attempts, they couldn't recreate the scene. The survivors who learned of Isaac's death also gathered, Sam again encountering the peculiar man. He approached him to inquire about his involvement. He explained that those who survived a disaster would ultimately die in various accidents, believed that only by letting others die in their place is the only way to escape the death list. William hurriedly clarified that he was just analyzing and he didn't set the rules. He is merely a worker responsible for cleaning up the aftermath. The consecutive deaths of their colleagues made it difficult for them not to believe. Sam remembered from his dream that Molly hadn't died, but had escaped. Peter, upon hearing this, became infuriated. He questioned why his girlfriend was the first to die, while Molly could escape unscathed. Nathan rushes to dissuade the agitated Peter, but with his girlfriend's death and the countdown to the end of the list approaching, Peter is losing his mind. But they're too busy to worry about Peter. They need to do something about remaining survivors. Olivia is at the hospital, preparing for laser eye surgery to correct her nearsightedness. The recent disaster had left her with lingering fear, and Olivia was determined to cast away her glasses to see the world clearly. The doctor handed her a teddy bear as a stress reliever. Her head secured by a device, the doctor used a clamp to hold her eyelids open. The tension in Olivia's body increased as the series of procedures unfolded. A series of procedures left Olivia increasingly nervous. In her anxiety, she forcefully pulled off the teddy bear's eyes. The doctor realized that the data was incomplete and got up to fetch the documents from outside. The pressure of water dispenser changes, and bubbles rise from time to time. Water cups that were lying around are shaken off. Water spills onto the wires and causes the cooler to malfunction, and the instrumentation gradually rises out of control. Olivia senses that something was wrong. Unable to move, she desperately reached for the controller not far away, but in the process, she accidentally knocked it off, hitting the switch. The laser device started operating, instantly scorching Olivia's eyeballs. Olivia tried to loosen the securing device. The laser continued to cut through her obstructing hand. Sam and the others finally arrived. Olivia gets free from the securing device. Olivia steps on a buckle on the floor and loses her balance, breaking the glass and falling through the window. Sam examines the sequence of his colleagues' deaths and discovers it's exactly the same as in his dream. And Nathan was next. Nathan was in a heated argument with a worker. He noticed the crane behind them moving towards them. The wires occasionally sparked, and soon it halted just above them. Nathan tried to urge the worker to leave, but the worker misunderstood, thinking Nathan was about to attack. As a scuffle ensued, the crane hook lost control and descended. Nathan pushed the worker out of the way, but the hook smashed through the iron mesh underneath the worker's feet. The worker fell down with him. The worker, tragically, fell to his death with his jaw impaled on the hook. Peter, having learned about the death list and the escape method, shared everything with Dennis.